Welcome back to Off the Field. Today we're sitting down with Nelson's own football star Amin White to talk about his recruitment, the challenges he faced, and the moments that made him into the person he is today. We hope you enjoy.
How you doing, Amin?
How y'all doing?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yes, sir. So how's your week been, man? How was spring break?
Been good. Just getting ready for spring ball, lifting, footwork things like that. Just getting ready, make sure I'm ready.
Yes, sir.
How many games do you guys have to do for spring ball?
So it's just one game. Like we got it to where it's a two month thing now. We spread it out, so it's like a mini season since we don't get it in the summer.
White v purple, right?
Yeah, either that or gray versus purple. It's gonna be. It's gonna be a little situation, but end of next month though.
How'd y'all do last year? Like the performance?
In the spring ball, I actually wasn't here, so.
Oh, you weren't?
Yeah.
Oh, you came this semester.
Yeah, I came back last semester.
Last semester,
yeah, but not in the last spring.
Oh,
so,
okay, that's
yeah.
pretty good. You think you're gonna perform?
Yeah, I got to.
You gotta get the highlight.
Yeah, I got to. Yep.
All right, man. Well, on to the first question. We're gonna talk about high school and all that. So, can you tell us about your childhood in Lowell Elm, obviously? But you didn't grow up there though, right?
Nah, I didn't grow up. So I actually grew up in Jersey, South Jersey to be exact, closer to Philadelphia, and I moved here 7th grade going to 8th grade.
Yeah.
So I actually moved to Frisco, and I didn't move to Little Elm until after I graduated from high school.
Do you have any memories with the time that you lived in Jersey for the first half of your life?
A lot of memories. Mostly just playing football, just playing sports, basketball, football. I love it. I love it over there because it's more low key. Like it's more, you know what I'm saying? It's more low key, I would say. So I love it over there, but I love Texas though. I can't lie. I love Texas.
What made you move over here to Texas and leave Jersey behind?
My parents really just wanted something new for us.
Okay.
Like it wasn't my mom. My mom had visited. I want to say right like a year before we moved. She visited. She loved it. So once mom loved it, we got to follow suit.
Yes,
so
sir.
we just went. We went with the flow.
You gotta stay faithful to her.
Yep.
So once you did move to Frisco, what was one of your very first memories of living there?
House is big. Like house is big. Everybody nice. Like it was just a cool environment to be around. It's very welcoming. Schools too. Everybody at school just welcoming you in like your family, and that was always big for me. Just a family atmosphere. So I would say that.
They had competitive football down there.
In Jersey. Yeah, but it's more of a basketball. I would say basketball state, but they do love their football too. So yeah.
And then once you moved to Frisco, it was more football.
Well, football, yeah, exactly. A lot of football.
Man, Texas high school football, man.
Man, even middle school football is a big thing. Yeah. So that's what I like the most.
So you started football like around 6th grade, 5th grade, or?
I actually started when I was 4. I started with flag football.
Okay.
That's a thing down there. You start with flag, then you move into equipment.
When did you first fall in love with it?
Right when I started playing, when I was 4. So I would say a long time now.
Did you ever play any like other sports like football, basketball, soccer?
Just basketball. I always had a love for basketball, and I still do to this day. And that's basically just football and basketball. I just dump 2 sports, do something for me.
Yeah. I played basketball for a little bit. I wasn't really good. I stuck with soccer, but yeah, man. But when it came to football commitment, what was your biggest influence or your biggest inspiration that you had growing up?
To be honest, I didn't know what sport I wanted to play until about senior year of high school, and my coaches kind of helped me make that decision. And so the biggest influence was just me just loving the sport.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just going out and playing it every day.
Did you ever have any models growing up, like any family members or coaches?
Just my dad. My dad was always a big sport head, and I just always wanted to make him happy. You know what I'm saying? He always believed in me, had faith in me, so I wanted to return the favor to him. That's me and my parents, me and my mom too.
Amen.
Besides your dad being really into sports, do you have any siblings who also feel the same way?
Yeah, both of my little brothers play sports. They trying to find their own path, trying to find their own way, and I hope I'm praying every day that they in a better situation than I've ever been. You know what I'm saying? Just having that support for them, being that big brother to them, and that's a big help for them, as they're growing up.
So do you feel that this long following that you've had of playing football your whole life has given a positive impact to your younger brothers?
Of course. They see me doing something, they always going to try to follow suit, even if it's not just to their best ability, and I'm always proud of them for that. So that's basically it. Yep.
Okay. Yes, man. Did you ever you played for Memorial in
Frisco
high school?
Memorial.
Frisco Memorial, man.
Yep.
So what kind of program was it like? How was it? How did it influence you? How was the program itself?
So my first year, my freshman year was the first year it was built. So it was a new school. Everybody trying to find their way. We wasn't that good. We wasn't producing wins at the moment, but it was also a good environment. Like, it was also great coaching. It was, everybody loved each other. So that's what I liked about it the most. Even though the wins wasn't where it needed to be, the environment was.
You still got any close friends?
Yeah.
Play with them?
Yeah. Not that I just from Memorial itself. Yeah. I got like two or three. It started a bigger crowd, but that's just how it is when you graduate high school. Sir. Everybody going their own way, So I still got those few friends from Memorial. So
they still play football or not?
One of them play basketball, and a few of them play football. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Out of all your friends that you met in Memorial High School and all the relationships that you made, did you feel that any of them pushed you past your limits to make you better in football?
Of course. They never let me slack and nothing. They always held me accountable, which I needed at the moment. Just where my maturity level was at the moment, I needed everything that I could get. So, yeah.
And you still stay in contact with some of your friends?
Yep. Got to.
Yeah. So when you were on the field playing at Memorial, what was one of the biggest challenges that you faced during that time? Of course, you were going through a new season, not doing so well, going through struggles like that. What made you what was your biggest challenge that you had to go through during that time?
Just losing. Knowing that your work is not producing in different results. I would say. That's just everybody wants to win. So when I wasn't getting those results, that was the toughest part for me. So that's basically it. Yeah.
Do you feel that some of those losses or stumbles that you faced throughout your career were a positive in building your character and your technique?
Of course. Just losing make you a better person. You know what I'm saying? It helps you grow. You can't really look at losses as losses. You got to look at it as lessons. So I looked at all of my losses as lessons, and they made me who I am today. So I appreciate Memorial for that.
Yeah. Has your faith shaped the way you play now, and just not only at the high school you grew up in, but also Nelson here at football? Of
course. It helps me deal with losses better. You know what I'm saying? Than I dealt with it before. You know what I'm saying? Just being a better teammate while those losses are going on. That's the main part. That's what you have to be, is a great teammate even when things are not going well. Yep.
Were there any moments that you were doubting yourself or doubting your ability, or were unsure if you were able to move on to the next step in your football career?
Never really doubted my ability, because when you work so hard and you work on your game every day, and you've been playing what you've been playing. It's football at the end of the day. You've been playing since I was 4. I've been playing since I was 4.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So never really doubted my ability, but it was just I was just in a bad state, I would say.
Yeah.
More so than anything. Yep.
You were going through some what kind of struggles were you going through at that time?
Just trying to find myself as a human being. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to be perfect in certain situations that nobody can be perfect.
Yeah.
So just trying to find myself as a man, I would say, and grow as a man and be more mature in certain situations and just things like that, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with that, have you ever felt like you had any moments where you had to lean towards the Lord, to ask for some guidance and some understanding, what do I need to do next?
Just in my football career, or just
I think in general.
Just in general. Yeah. Of course, when you going through certain things, only thing you have to lean on is the Lord. Sometimes people can't fill that void that the Lord can. So you can go to people all you want, but only the Lord really knows what you're really going through. So I feel like talking to Him is more help than anything else. So just keeping your faith in that, I would say. Yep.
So after you made it through your struggles and your stumbles, when did you realize that you have made it past that specific moment and that you've reached the next level?
Basically, when I came back, a year ago, I wasn't in football and I was going through a lot of things, and I couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. And you know what I'm saying? So since when I came back and I had a great season, I feel like I'm back now. Like I feel like nothing is gonna stop me from playing football no more. Yeah. Football is what I love, and I feel like if that gets taken away, then it's gonna hurt. So just keeping that the main thing.
You felt you had like a new mindset, a new outlook when it came.
Just with everything. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. So how do you like balance being a student athlete and then also keeping God in the center of all of that, all that you're going on? Well, actually, not just student athlete, but also just a better person. You know, just in general.
You just got to know what you're doing it for, I feel like. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has a purpose. And so when you know what you're doing it for, when you believe in yourself, when you just want to be a better person, just forget about football, just a better person, you're going to do those things to get there. So whatever that is, schoolwork, you know what I'm saying, on the field, you know what I'm saying, with your faith, you're going to do whatever you need to do, I feel like.
Yes, sir. Do you have like any kind of Bible verse or like any sort of like saying that you've always remembered?
I know everybody said, but I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That's always been my you know what I'm saying, my go-to. My mom just always instilled that in me when I was little. Like you can do anything you want to do. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's the Bible verse I really turn to for real.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
So once you were making your way through high school and you were getting closer to graduation, when did you start like looking into universities, or when did universities start reaching out to you for the recruitment process?
My senior year, I actually had a great senior year. I had 8 interceptions. You know what I'm saying? All area.
Okay.
Yeah. So like I had a great senior year, and I feel like I was being overlooked until that point. And so like I want to say midway through my senior year season, I started getting more looks. I started getting asked to come to more camp, spring ball events, things like that. So I would say around that time.
Were you guys UIL?
Yeah, we was. Yeah. We was 5A though.
5A?
Oh, yeah, we was a 5A school.
You guys, do y'all ever like play Alito? Oh, it depends on the district.
It really depends on the district, and then it depends how far you make it in the playoffs. So not necessarily. We didn't get, because we didn't make the playoffs, so like we didn't get to, you know. So yeah.
What teams did y'all play?
We played teams like Lovejoy, Frisco Liberty, Evan Stewart went there. We played Frisco schools, and I would say more so than anything.
Out of all the games that you did for Spring Bowl going towards the recruitment process, which one was the one that stood out to Nelson that made you be here at this moment?
The craziest thing is I didn't actually visit Nelson. I had visited. I had came to like a school visit, but I didn't visit like the actual like the athletic side of things.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? So I didn't really know what I was getting myself into, but I did like the environment. You know what I'm saying? I liked how everybody was low key. It was close to home. So I like that. I like that the most about the visit.
That's usually what happens with the recruitment process. Because, I went through the same thing. I was a college, I played high school 1 year. I only played for my senior year of high school.
Yeah.
And I wanted to go to college for education originally because I didn't know how the recruitment process worked. But I knew I was good. But obviously, getting help and having a personality.
Exactly.
When I came into the school, I had those experiences with, like, friendly people and just the environment for me. So, I fit in just fine. But
it's the biggest thing.
Yeah, that's just the influence.
So, like, once the decision was made that you were coming here to Nelson, did it take a while for it to settle in your mind that, hey, I'm going to university and be playing the sport that I love? Or is it something that you're like, oh, I can't believe this is happening right now?
No, it was something I always dreamed to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't even like I was super surprised. I was more so in a mindset to where, let me do what I got to do so I can get to a bigger level. And I feel like that was my biggest mistake.
Yes, sir. What was the toughest part in transitioning into college, as an athlete? What was one of the toughest things you had to go through?
Just everything outside of football, mentally. You know what I'm saying? Now, you going through stuff at home, but at the end of the day, it's not high school no more. So you still got to be on top of what you got to be on top of. It's a whole nother ball game. Just not even on the football side of things, just school. You know what I'm saying? Just conforming to the atmosphere, conforming to the university.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was more so that, I would say. And the football was tough, but that's always gonna be tough. You can't hang your head on and being tough at football. Yeah. That's what you dream to do.
What was your toughest welcome college football moment? What was that moment that just hit you?
I would say the first week of fall camp. When you first get here and you on a different schedule and it's grueling, you don't feel like getting up. It's just you got to keep going. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would say that was my welcome to college moment. Like, this is not high school no more. Like, it's a whole, it don't matter what level you in. College football is college football at the end of the day.
Do you feel that with the time that you've been here in college and the experience that you've gotten here in college, that your manhood has matured a lot more compared to when you were in high school?
Of course. That just comes with trials and tribulations, though. You know what I'm saying? Just going through certain things. Like, you don't know what type of man you is until you go through something. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So me going through certain things, just outside of football, on the football field, it just made me a better person. And I'm still growing. I'm not perfect yet. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I still got things and holes I got to fill, but I know I'm going to get there. Mm-hmm. So I just got to keep praying and keep going.
What's the biggest lesson that you've learned from your football coach at this current moment?
My football coach right now, be a pro. Just be a pro in everything. Just not just on the field, but off the field. You got to do things. If you want to get to where you need to get to, you got to do certain things. You got to be consistent with certain aspects in your life. Mm-hmm. So I would say that.
What's like the biggest misconception people have like when they go into knowing like college football or just like collegiate sports in general? Like what's like a big misconception that people just come into thinking?
That you're gonna play because you athletic and you know what I'm saying, you was the man of your high school team. Yeah. Like everybody's good. Everybody's good, so you just got to earn your keep. Yeah. Just not on the field, but off the field. It's a trust thing with coaches in college, more so than anything.
Man, yeah, they could be as friendly as they want, but man, when I got to college, humbled.
Yeah,
man, fourth string goalkeeper, just struggling. But like when I got personal training and all of that, like mental training, a lot of mental training, like you mentioned.
Yep.
It really plays a part in the like understanding like collegiate sports in general, just not college football. And then there's a tougher competition in college football because there's so many positions and there's so many players in positions. Like you have like 6 strings, right?
Of course, like I want to say 4, 5.
4,
yeah.
You have a lot of people fighting for like
for one spot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
how much do you think is mental and how much do you think is talent when it comes to the collegiate level in sports?
50-50. I would say, like, you have to have the mental before anything. Like, just to get on the field, you have to have the mental, I feel like. So it's just important. It's just as important as your athletic ability, I would say.
So walk through us, like, normally, what does a typical morning look like to you where you have to, like, get up, go to practice or classes, or what does a morning look like?
It really depends. Like, we were doing winter workouts, and we had to wake up at 6 a.m. Mm-hmm. So I would have 6 a.m. Then on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I have 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. Then I have a 12. So it was just
tough.
It's tough, but so you got to get it done. Mm-hmm. So that's basically what my morning would look like. Now we not doing 6 a.m.s and we just practice in the afternoon. So my schedule got to change. You know what I'm saying? I got to do certain things at a certain time. I got to move different. Mm-hmm. So I would say that.
I got a question because I was thinking about this because we got bad conditioning all the time. How was y'all's conditioning? Because I know it goes crazy.
It was tough. It was tough. It made you really think, do you really want to play football? Like it's just, if you want to get better, we can't go 4 and 6 again. Yeah. So we gotta do certain things that other schools not doing, and that was waking up in the cold on the turf. Don't matter, early in the morning. Don't matter.
Yeah, no. Discussing like the 4 and 6 record, like what do you think was like the biggest challenge the team faced overall that entire season last semester?
Really, just knowing that we put a lot of work in, and it just wasn't really translating, I would say, to wins, and just everybody just staying together. You know what I'm saying? Like when you winning, it's easy. Everybody, you know what I'm saying, is on the same page. Everybody loving on each other. When you losing, how you gonna react? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like what you gonna do now? That was the biggest issue. Not the issue, but I think that was the biggest thing that we had to accomplish as a team. Just staying together, I would say.
Yeah. You being like one of the best defenders, how did you help like step up the team in confidence and being like, hey, keep your head up, man. Like we still got it. Just with my play, I feel like you can really say anything. You know what I'm saying? You can get on people. You can tell them, but if they see you not performing, they can't really listen to you. Yeah. So I was being a leader, being a great teammate to them, but I also had to make sure I was giving my 100% at all times. Yeah. So I would say that more so.
How's your relationship with the boys?
Good. Like I love everybody on the team. Like we all speak to each other. There's no bad blood on the team. Like we all are a family, and I feel like that's what I love the most about this university. Like we're a family. We're a family. Like
I think that's how it is in general, like at the school, because it's such a small campus.
It's such a small campus.
You'll go up to anybody and you'll see the same person next day. Not like a public school where you'll see this person and you won't see them until like a whole nother semester.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%.
Exactly.
Do you guys ever like play like pranks on each other just to like mess with each other?
Pranks. Yeah, we kind of got this little bond we got. We kind of play fight a little bit. We just that's just how we is though. We not we know each other's boundaries. We don't really, I don't really say we do pranks, more so we just have fun as a team a lot. Yep.
Y'all be trolling in the hotel
Yeah,
rooms?
like stuff like that. Like yeah.
Do you guys ever get to the point like where your coach gets notified and he threatens the whole team that you're gonna run if you don't like stop misbehaving?
Yeah, yeah, sometimes it just depends on the situation though. When it's something get too serious, or but that's just normal though.
That happened to you guys. You guys
that happened during nationals actually.
Yeah,
so we went to NCCAA back in 2023.
Okay.
And we were the last bid, and basically we weren't really supposed to be there. But we acted like we were supposed to be there, but we also acted like we were the best team there, and then we had no hassle. So we were running around the halls and all that on our phones. It was like 12 in the morning. We had a game at 8 a.m.
What?
So we were just trolling, right? Coach comes in, give me your phone, give me your phone, give me your phone. Took all of our phones, put it in his room, nap time. It was crazy, man.
That'd have been, man.
Yeah.
he was like a dad to like the whole team.
Hey, no, our coaches don't play, man.
Yeah, they don't play.
Especially when they travel.
Yep.
And it's an important game.
Serious.
What's the longest travel game that you've been a part of?
Man, I want to say the Arizona game.
Okay.
Yeah, we had actually flew out there the day we played, so it was a long day. It was hectic, and we still had to play one of the best teams in the country. Yeah, so
what was the score to that game?
It wound up being 35-14, but you know, like in the swing, it was close. I want to say till about the third quarter, and then certain things happened, and you know what I'm saying. That's it. It's college football. You can't really make too many mistakes, especially against a team like that. Yeah. So, you know,
it was just a tough year in general.
Yeah, tough year.
Like, what was the mindset going into next season after, like, you know, that little fiasco season you guys had? Not really fiasco, but just like struggling season.
Just we winning next year. Like, that's just the mindset we all gotta have. We gonna win. Like, we gonna win the day every single day, and it's gonna turn out the wins. So that's really our mindset right now as a team. Just winning every single day, winning every single minute, winning every single practice.
Hard work.
That's all it is.
So with that being said, that everyone is pushing past their limits, who do you think is the hardest working player out in the field?
Out of my teammates, I would say one of my defensive members, X. I see him going to track practice, then I see him going to art practice. I'm like, yo, like he a beast, yo. Like I love playing with him. I love playing with guys like that. We had a guy JoJo last year, Quay, Ronnie, just different. It's different play. Everybody, I feel like everybody is hard workers on our defensive side. You know what I'm saying? So I just love playing with them guys.
You got any entertaining? You got entertaining friends or like funny?
Yeah, just my guys.
Ron. No.
Yeah, just everybody. I can't. You know, I'm gonna miss somebody and they gonna get on to me about it. So I ain't gonna say everybody's name.
You gonna keep that disclosed?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like overall, what's your team is? What's like one of the best memories you guys went through?
I would say the Arizona trip. Like that, just whole knowing how close we is, like as a team, like how close we is to competing, like what we need to compete. Like we just stay together. You know what I'm saying? Like I just feel like that whole situation kind of made us closer. Yeah. So I would say that.
What are some things that people don't realize that happen behind the scenes to be able to have you guys synergize so well out on the football field?
Just how we operate at practice. Like coach always makes sure how we play is how we practice. You know what I'm saying? So just that, like that's things that people don't see. Like the hard work we put in outside of the games. You know what I'm saying? Before we even get to the game, after the game, just things like that.
What was like your biggest? What was it like in general? What's y'all biggest team like strength? Like what keeps y'all going? What keeps your mentality going? Like what's the thing that really inspires y'all to just win?
Just our coaches. Like I feel like we see them putting in so much hard work. It's no choice but us to put in just as much work as them. You know what I'm saying? Like how dedicated they are, and they don't even have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Just how much they care about us. Yes, and so like I feel like that really pushes us and wants it makes us keep going, even like when we can't.
sir.
So, with all the hard work that you're putting right now out in the field in your current career, do you see yourself in the next few years like being a professional or at a higher level in football?
That's the goal, like God willing. Like, like after that, like I wanna eventually play Division I football. You know what I'm saying? So just keeping that in mind, and then also eventually, if it works out like that, play NFL.
Yes, sir.
That's always been my dream ever since I was younger. So
is there a dream team you would want to be contracted to?
Commanders.
Washington?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's my team. So
no.
I'm sorry.
The
for
Eagles won though.
Yeah. That's my team. I love playing. I love watching them.
I got a boy named Aaron. Hey, shout out to Aaron, man. He's a really depthed Commanders fan. He went through the years and years of struggle.
That's my guy.
Man, when y'all got Jaden Daniels,
great year. Great year.
Yeah,
Cowboys though, I don't know.
Oh, no, Cowboys not. Hey, you haven't had to go to the struggle. I'm a Saints fan. I've had to go through 4 years without Drew Brees. No making playoffs, injuries, trash quarterbacks. Yeah. I'm not no beef with Brandon Carr or Rattler, but we need a franchise quarterback like Brees. Yeah. Maybe, hopefully, we'll get in.
It's gonna come.
I want low-key, I want Ward, but yeah. Anyways.
Maybe they'll win the next Super Bowl. Oh, come back.
Ugh. Yeah. Rebuild time, but
maybe in the next 20 years.
Yeah, maybe in the no. Hey, what?
No.
But yeah, back to you, Matt. But like, what's some that people really don't see? That's like your work. Like, what do they don't see behind the scene? Like, what really goes on, like behind the scenes in general? Just
really the countless hours I put in. Like, I put in so many hours into my craft, and I feel like it eventually has to pay off for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, It's one thing that I always stand by, like, faith without works is dead. So, like, I can have all the faith, I can pray all I want, you know, so I can be in the Bible all I want. But if I'm not doing nothing to enhance my skill, it's never going to work out for me. So I feel like just the countless hours I put in and the work and things like that.
Mm-hmm. What is the biggest advice that you could give to any young up-and-coming athletes who want to start a journey in football?
Just keep the main thing. Don't worry about the rankings. Don't worry about the who's who. Just worry about yourself. Like, just worry about your game. Like, just worry about where you want to see yourself in the future. Set goals for yourself. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because when you get to college, it don't matter who you was in high school at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. So you gotta create your own name when you get to college because nobody knows who you are. Yeah. So. I would say that's the main thing I would want younger athletes to know.
You think about spreading your wisdom to younger people, you know, going to some camps or
like I talk to my little brothers about this all the time. Like I make sure I'm setting a good example for them when it comes to things like that. But I always, anytime, just even their friends, like I talk to them all the time too. Mm-hmm. It's just keeping everybody from making certain mistakes. Yeah. On their journey, that's gonna set them back. You don't want no setbacks in this business. Yeah.
What is the one thing that you want to leave behind for your fans, teammates, coaches, or people that want, or let me rephrase
the legacy he wants to leave back behind Nelson? You know, not just players, but also like your family members, like, people that watch you. You know, we have 500 to 1,000 people looking at you every stream. You know, seeing you make those big plays.
So you saying like what I want people to remember about me?
Yes, people to remember you.
Just like I'm just me being a good person. I want people to say that Amin was a good person when he was here. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Not just a good football player, but he was a good student. He was a good person. He was a good friend. Mm-hmm. He always made sure I was good. You know what I'm saying? Just things like that. Like, I want to make sure I don't have nothing bad on my name. You know what I'm saying? If I do leave here, you know what I'm saying? So I would say that really the most that would hit home for me.
Yeah, in like, you know, this season, because we wanted to go ahead and talk about this. Like, you know, the Texas college game, it didn't really go the way y'all wanted to go, you know, right there to a bowl game. Yep. And, you know, you guys had some, well, you weren't here, I don't think, but last year, you know, Texas college and our school really didn't have, you know, great relationship together. Yeah. But during that time where you were going through the final play, like, what was going on in your mind and like for prepping for next season?
Really, it's just over. It's over. Like, my seniors, I feel bad for my seniors. Let me make sure they're good. Like, just making sure my coaches is good. You know what I'm saying? Just going through that with them. I feel like that kind of made us stronger. Like, we was one game away. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, even the season we didn't think we was gonna have, we was still one game away. Yeah. So just being that close made us a stronger group. And I feel like after that game, I was like, okay, I see where this program going.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's pretty inspirational.
If you could sum up what God has done in your life in one sentence, what would it be?
Man, just he done so much for me. You know what I'm saying? So I would just say keeping me here. You know what I'm saying? Just keeping me here. Like, just keeping me through certain situations, helping me get through trials and tribulations. You know what I'm saying? Things like that, I would say.
Yeah, so, this is another question for you personally. Like, do you think that God is personally calling you to spread the gospel through what you play? Like the sport you play?
Yeah, of course. He wouldn't. I feel like he wouldn't have brought me here if he wasn't. Like, it's a reason. It's a reason this university that I came to this university. You know what I'm saying? So I would say he always wants me to let people know about the Lord whenever I get a chance. You know what I'm saying? If that's through sport, if that's through life in general. You know what I'm saying? Just telling people my story and telling people how God can help you out of any situation, even when you can't see the end of the tunnel.
I've gone through so many trials and tribulations, my freshman year being the fourth string and not playing at all to out of nowhere me starting against a Whaling game through like situations. Yeah. And it also like, this last year I went through an injury, tore 5 nerves in my back, just going through some challenges. But man, you always have to trust the process. You got to trust with the Lord, He's always going to be there for you, right?
Yep.
Like I'm saying. So, and look at me now, I'm going to be a starter. I'm starting this Friday and you have some goals and aspirations to go up.
Yep.
So, things like that.
Yep.
But it's crazy the things that he can do for you and with you. But
exactly.
Like, have you ever had a time where the Lord was just blank, like he wasn't saying anything, like he wanted you to decide on what you were going to do because he could trust you?
I want to say last year when I was at the house, you know what I'm saying, and I didn't really have nobody, as everybody was in school, you know what I'm saying, I didn't really have nobody to go talk to other than my parents, you know what I'm saying. So just I feel like at that time he wanted me to really figure out, is this what I want to do? Yeah. Do I really want to continue to play football? And it was my choice. I had to do a few things to get back on the field, and that was a time where he was like trying to test me, if that makes sense.
Was that shortly after you graduated?
Nah, that was after my freshman year. So I came in my freshman year in 2022. Then in 2023, I had took that year off.
So a gap year?
Yeah, a little gap year.
What did you do during that time?
During that time, I worked on my trainer flight skills down in Frisco and Little Elm area. Went to the community college in my area, just getting my grades as high as possible. You know what I'm saying? Just to, have the full package, just to get everything, just in case I did want to move on. I went to a few camps, you know what I'm saying? I went to SMU, I went to Syracuse, I went to Colorado. I went to all those camps, and, you know what I'm saying, I performed. Yes, but God didn't want me to move on yet. You know what I'm saying? God still had a plan for me here. So he sent me back here. I didn't even know I was coming back here until, I want to say, a week before fall camp. And I called my coach, and he trusted me to come back.
Hey, that's all God, bro. That's
all God.
You're preparing to make a big comeback.
Yep.
Yeah. You didn't want to go to SMU?
Nah, I mean, I did, but, scholarships is a thing. You know what I'm saying? They got to see you.
That $70K.
That gap year kind of hurt, too, because, you know what I'm saying, they want to see me. They want to see more film of me. I didn't really have film my freshman year, so they want to see more film of me. And, I was doing good at the camps, but those is camps. Those not real football. Yeah, you got to perform when the real season comes. So that was the main thing.
How critical do you think they are, like, just with the footage and what they see?
Everything matters. Something got to pop out on tape. You know what I'm saying? So you just be grounded in everything you're doing, and it'll work out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just have your grades high. Just you know what I'm saying? Just perform on the field, and they'll come get you. They'll come find you. It ain't no thing.
So even though you feel that you're performing to your maximum, they can still notice that you have a weakness, like with your footage.
Yeah. Like they'll look at the film and say you too small, so I had to put on weight. You know what I'm saying? Just things like that. Like for the position I'm trying to play, they're going to critique every little thing before they spend a lot of money on you, and
before they invest.
Before they invest in you. You know what I'm saying? So they got to make sure everything good. So I would say that was.
All right, man, we got one last question for you. If you had, like, one thing that you can leave out with this podcast with, there's going to be people watching, obviously. You can make you a little famous, but not too famous. We're not even famous ourselves. But what's one thing that you'll leave out to, like, inspire people and tell other people about, with the Lord or, like, with your goals in mind or, like, keep working or what you think?
Just stay in your word, I would say. Just stay in your word. Just keep believing in God. You know what I'm saying? Stay down. Like, People say that a lot, but it's actually true. Like, you have to keep going. Like, you can't stop what you're doing. You can't pause. You can't do none of that. You just got to keep going. And once you do that, I feel like everything will come together.
Yes, sir.
So I would say that.
So stay on the grind.
Stay on it. Stay on it.
Well, all right, man. It was nice knowing you. Well, not nice knowing you. It was nice to get you on this podcast, man. Well,
appreciate y'all.
Well, I'm Mike. That's Obed, and that's Miles, and this is Off the Field. We'll see y'all in the next episode.
See y'all.